This is amphibia. Or was it crustacea? We'll get into that. Small streams have always fascinated me. Just something about the combination of flowing water, luscious moss, and the variety of flora that is just hard to beat. This is the story of how I managed to put a river in this glass box. Welcome to the microverse. This all started as a dream to make a half terrarium, half aquarium enclosure with a waterfall and river system. So when the noodle got chonky and it was time for an upgrade, I knew his old tank would be perfect for what I had in mind, or at least make good practice for things to come. I started by creating segments out of corrugated plastic and sealed them together with silicone. The mesh barriers allow water to go to the back and feed the pump. This allowed me to have a giant land area with the water flowing underneath the land, going all the way to the back right corner where the pump resides. I wanted to put a waterfall in the corner that would feed the river before ending up in the Great Lake. After the spray foam and the slicey, a water test was performed to make sure the river was rivering. Then it was on to silicone and cocoa fiber. A substantial layer of LECA, lightweight expanded clay aggregate, was added under the land area to act as the false bottom for the land area as well as biological filtration for the water, as LECA is extremely porous, which is excellent for beneficial bacteria. Originally designed for vampire crabs, or dark overlords as I like to call them, as well as shrimp of red cherry to be specific. Both these awesome crustaceans come from Southeast Asia, the streams of Indonesia, Bali, and Borneo, which is why the crustaceans demand rivers. And thus the river was dubbed the River of Demand. After the shrimp of red cherry had some time to satisfy their demand, the dark overlords arrived, and with their arrival, the nation of Crustacea was established. Many moons later, a wanderer came to the nation, a tetra of Grenion. His name was Kyle. After being banished from his home kingdom of Aquaria due to a very icky skin disease, Kyle sought refuge in the waters of the Great Lake. The shrimp of red cherry treated Kyle as one of their own. They were also marvelous dancers. Noticing Kyle's ailment, the matriarch of the shrimp of red cherry urged Kyle to dance. After some trepidation, Kyle indeed started to dance. And as he danced, the waters of Crustacea granted him plus 10 recovery and plus 10 rejuvenation. After Kyle's miraculous recovery, the Tetras of Grenion sent for their compatriot, and after all the hardships and self-discovery and friendships that were made, Kyle came home. Aquaria. Dark overlords were rarely seen after that, but evidence of a secret war was present. After Kyle's departure, a dark overlord surfaced, but alas, this one was not moving. Amidst the power struggle of the dark overlords, new overlords came to the nation. Toads of the Firebelly. The fire-bellied overlords reigned over Crustacea for many moons, until the big weird life form decided it was time to establish a new nation. With the help of the great terrarium supervisor, Archibald Farcical, yes, that's his full name, we were able to manage the leaky river and even make riparian planting areas, during which Archibald developed an obsession with the overlords of fire. There was no sign of the last of the dark overlords, and those of the red cherry have long since departed. No crustacean life form currently resides in the nation, and thus the nation was dubbed the Nation of Amphibia. Now with a tech upgrade, a misting system was installed to keep the background lush and green. The false bottom was fixed to accommodate the leaky river, and 2 riparian planting areas were established, and the nation was left to prosper. The oak leaf creeping fig has taken over the background, betwixt which a fern emerged, a silver lace fern, if I'm not mistaken, Evergeminsis something or other. The jewel orchid had already reached the top of the enclosure, and the other one wasn't doing so well. The magravia is growing slowly but surely, and the watermelon begonia just went beast mode. But the star of the show was the peacock slaginella. Look how blue!
Ooh, a life form! Did you know that this video was made for life forms? If you want to keep seeing videos about life forms, hit buttons, hit any button. Buttons.
But this nation is far from fully developed. Let's shape this living piece of art so that we can accentuate what we want and maybe give it some room to breathe. First, I shall remove the trailing watermelon begonia. It takes too much space and I can recognize these hyper-competitive vines when I see one. It may look good now, but in a couple of weeks it will take over everything and it will outcompete all the other flora life forms. So out it goes. Then I take out the snake plant and the jewel orchid. I then take a cutting of the peacock slaginella and replant it into the background. I want blue everywhere. In place of the snake plant, I am adding a crocodile fern. As long as it's a reptile plant life form, it should be okay. It'll be okay. While checking on the Riccia moss in the waterfall, I discovered an earthworm, but it was in water. Aqua earthworm? I also added this awesomely textured Begonia rex. The reddish hues combined with the blues poetry. The reddish hues combined with the blues of the slaginella should make an interesting composition. Nations rise and they fall, and even though the dark overlords have vanished, I hope to one day keep some more dark overlords. Little changes like this are essential to guiding the aesthetics of a living, breathing piece of art. It's also a great chance to gauge the health of the unseen parts. From the original Republic of Padokia, home to the assassin Illumi, to the nation of Crustacea, home to the Dark Overlords, and now the nation of Amphibia, home to the Fire Overlords. This enclosure has come such a long way since its conception, and it still has far to go. If you want to embark on this journey of growth and evolution with us, don't forget to click this button here. Yeah, that one there. Yes, that one. May the moss be with you.